Good afternoon, Team Living Water. Thank you so much for being on. I'm going to make sure everybody is muted real quick so we don't get any background noise. Okay. Thanks for being on. I know things have been kind of crazy lately. I've had so much going on in my personal life, and I appreciate you guys bearing with me and praying with my family and I, and just kind of standing with us. That's one thing I love the most about our team, is that I feel like it goes so much beyond business and fitness and surface things. Like we're there for each other, and we're like a family. And I am so excited to see a lot of you face to face at Summit in just a few days. It's getting here so quickly. And those of you who are not joining us this year, make every effort to be there next year. I cannot explain to you what Summit will do for your business. Personally, I was kind of stuck and coasting and not going anywhere for like the first 2 years of my business. I hit diamond, but then after that, it was like I couldn't figure out how to get past it. And Summit 2014 is what changed everything for me. It made everything so much more real. It made me believe more in myself. It made me believe more in the opportunity and the company that we are a part of. And I watched all those women get on the stage and went, they're just like me. Like this is not rocket science. It just takes a decision and a commitment and a strong vision and strong purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Congratulations to those of you who've already hit Success Club for the month. It's awesome to get it out of the way. I'm still working on it. As I said, this month has been crazy for me. So if you are still going, oh my gosh, it's like, a week before the month ends and I have so far to go. Me too. I have been there so many times. I promise you, you can do it if you make a decision and do what needs to be done. So we're going to talk about today how to finish 2016 strong. We are a little more than halfway through the year. And personally, I will be very honest with you guys. As a diamond or above coach, they send you like a mid-year review. And in that email, it compares your performance this year to your performance last year. I got that a couple of weeks ago, and my heart broke. This has been the hardest year of my life personally. But I mean, the gap between how many lives I had affected in 2015 and how many I had affected in 2016 was heartbreaking. And I stood there looking at that email and went, oh, like I had this choice to go, well, this has been a horrible year. I've had too much going on, and make all the excuses and just feel defeated and kind of go, you know what, next year will be better. Or to say, you know what, the first half of this year has been really hard, but the second half can be totally different. This month can be different than last month. August can be different than July or June. And it's making that decision again and again and again that will get you to where you want to be in your business. It's not some big, like, I'm going to be a 15-star diamond coach, and you make that decision once and then, you never give up. You have to make this decision every single day, and sometimes multiple times a day, to get where you want to be. So my big topic question for today's call is, where do you want to be, or where will you be 6 months from now? When we finish 2016, what will you look back on your year and be proud of? And what might you look back on your year and wish that you had done differently? Because right now is the time to think about that in advance so you can keep it from happening. You can look back on this year and say, I did everything I possibly could. I had setbacks, I had challenges, I had struggles, but I gave it my all. I helped people, and I helped myself, and I became a better person, and my business has grown because of that. So I want to start off by asking you a few questions, and I'm going to pause in between them because I really want you to think about them. If you have paper and a pen, write them down, or write down your answers, because reflecting on your personal goals, your purpose, your vision, often like weekly, daily, is necessary in a business like this, where you don't have someone standing over you every day going, I need this, 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 and this done. And if you don't get it to me by 5 p.m., then, you're fired. You don't have that in this business. It's all up to you. It's all about the choices you make and I make on a daily basis, sometimes on an hourly basis or a minute-by-minute basis. So here are the questions I want you to reflect on and write down. If you don't have time to write down your answers completely right now, then just jot down the questions and go back to them. But I want you to do this exercise so that you can clarify your vision and your purpose for finishing the last half of this year. Number one, what do you want? What do you want? We talk about this a lot. We set goals as coaches a lot, but there are a lot of times when we don't reach those goals, myself included. I'm like preaching to the choir here because there are so many goals I've set for myself that I have not reached. But even still, you have to go back to the drawing board again and again and clarify, what is it that you want? What do I want to see happen in my business, in my personal life, in my personal growth? What do I want as a person? Number 2, why do you want it? And this one is probably much more important than the first one, because we can set goals, and this I think is the disconnect between setting goals and actually reaching them. You can set goals, you can write them down, you can make a vision board, you can do all these things, but if you aren't crystal clear on why you want those things, you will almost always fall short. You will almost always run out of steam and give up when things get hard, because your why, your motivation, and I'm not talking about I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to help people or something vague like that. I'm talking about specifics, like, why do I want this? Why do I want to create an income and a business that will bless my family and allow me to work from home and have freedom to choose when I work and with who I work and where I work? If I work from the beach in the Bahamas, or I work from my home office, or I work from the pool during the summer, why do I want these things? What is it going to change for my family, for myself, for how I feel about me? What is it going to change, and why is this so important to me? You have to clarify that over and over again, because your why will change. My why today is so different than my why was when I first became a coach. So you have to be aware of that and always reflecting internally on what it is that you want and why it is that you want it. Write it down. Put it up where you'll see it every day, because that is what is going to keep you going when things get hard and when you feel like giving up. Number 3, the last question, or the third, I have 4 questions. The third question is, where are you going? What do you want? Why do you want it? And where are you going? Because we can dream and have vision and set goals in this like cloud area, like the imagination and the vision, and like I've got this perspective and I can, whatever. But if you don't see where you're going and have a clear picture of where you're headed, you're not very likely to hit the mark. It's kind of like aiming at a bullseye blindfolded. If you can't see where you're aiming to hit, the chances of you hitting it are very, very slim. So you have to get really real with yourself and picture in your mind, lay it out on paper, print pictures off the internet, or do a vision board with magazines. Give yourself a picture of where you are going. Are you going to be an elite coach next year? Picture yourself walking across the stage at Summit, even if you've never seen the stage before. Picture yourself standing up and being recognized for being a Success Club All-Star. Picture yourself going to the elite and the premier reception, whatever your goal is. Put those things in your mind and hold on to them like they are already reality. You have to see where you're going. I often think about the scripture in Hebrews where it says Jesus endured the cross for the joy that was set before him. And it sounds so crazy, because what he was about to go through was not joyful, but he knew what was on the other side of that sacrifice. He knew what was coming as a result of him being willing to put his own, pain and desires and fear aside. Now, that's way on a different playing field than what we're talking about, but the concept remains that if you can clearly see where you're going and focus your vision, focus your mind, focus your heart, focus your actions and your intentions on where you are going, you are so much more likely to actually get there and make it to the destination. And the fourth question I want to ask you is, what is success to you? And this is so important because it's going to be a different answer for every person. Success to me is not going to be the same thing as success to you. And when I ask you what success is to you, I'm not talking about a rank or a number, because we can all have those success goals, right? 15-star, 10-star, 5-star, whatever, however much income you want to make per month. Those are important, and we should always set those goals. But what I want you to think about and reflect on is, what does success look like to you internally? What does it look like in your life on a daily basis? Does it look like freedom? Does it look like not having the burden of wondering how you're going to pay that bill or fix your car if it breaks down? What does success look like to you? And Success, I think, for me and for a lot of us, because I know we all have similar vision and interests, always has to come with significance. It's not just about the numbers. It's not just about the rank. It's not just about the income. It has to come with significance and knowing that we're making a difference in our lives, in our families' lives, and in the lives of those that we're touching. But I really want you to get specific and define what success looks like for you. This is all about putting that picture in your mind of what you want, why you want it, where you're going, and what it looks like when you get there. Can you see how if you map all that out, it becomes so much more real to you? I'm reading this book, and a lot of you have probably read it. I know Katie has. She's not on the call, I don't think, but it's called The Circle Maker. Praying circles around your goals and your dreams and the vision that God's put in your heart. And he spells out, he says he has a moment in his life where he stops and realizes, okay, I've got all these speaking engagements. I've written these books, and I'm affecting change in people's lives with my ministry. But I've never really sat down and thought about what success looks like to me. Like, I'm not really that fulfilled, even though it seems like I should be on paper. Sorry if there's noise in the background. My kids are all in the back. And I wanted to just kind of read to you the things that he said he had determined was success to him. Number one, do the best you can with what you have where you are. Success is not circumstantial. We usually focus on what we're doing or where we're going, but God's primary concern is who we are becoming in the process. That's exactly what this business is about. That's why you cannot succeed in this business without personal development, because you have to become a different person. You have to become a better person on a daily basis to help other people become better. We talk about doing the will of God, but the will of God has much more to do with being than doing. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. It's about being the right person, even if you find yourself in the wrong circumstances. Success has nothing to do with how gifted or how resourced you are. It has everything to do with glorifying God in any and every situation by making the most of it. Success is spelled stewardship, and stewardship is spelled success. We're going to talk a little bit more about stewardship in a minute. Number two, help people maximize their God-given potential. I mean, that's what we do as coaches, right? We help challengers maximize their potential to feel their best and to be proud of themselves, to love themselves. And we help other coaches find their potential to create freedom for their families and to be more available to their families, to become the person they were created to be. Potential is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift back to God. Helping people maximize their God-given potential is why God put me on this planet. That is what gets me up early and keeps me up late. Nothing is more exhilarating to me than seeing people grow into their God-given giftedness. And guys, that's how I feel about you. And that's why it's so important to continue to clarify that vision and stay focused on it. Because if we get off a little bit, which I have in the past, this last year I got off and I started, I wanted to hit elite and I didn't hit it last year and it broke my heart. And so I really, I got too focused on the numbers. And that's not what this is about. That's not what this started out to be about for me. It's always been about fulfilling my calling, helping people with the gifts that God has given me. And that's what I want you guys to do too. I want to see you fulfill your God-given potential because it is so much greater than you can probably even imagine, than I can even imagine. But the only way we get there is if we are clear on our vision and continually moving forward. So number three, he says, this reveals the deepest desire of my heart. And I thought this was so significant in light of our team vision and our team mantra. My desire is that the people who know me the best respect me the most. Success is not measured by how many people I pastor or how many books I sell. It's not by how many coaches you recruit or how many challenge packs you sell. Success is living life with such authentic integrity that those who know me best actually respect me the most. I couldn't care less about fame or fortune. I want to be famous in my home. That is the greatest fortune. And that really spoke to me because I really want us to retarget and refocus on our mantra as a team. Faith first, family second, fitness or business third. I know that I have gotten off in that in the last year and a half. And I don't want to anymore. It's so easy to do, especially when you're doing something that has, significance. The enemy wants to distract us. He wants us to get wrapped up in the wrong things. We have to be on guard against that and realize that if we are putting God first and standing in our faith, no matter what is thrown at us, if we are prioritizing our family and their needs and being there for them over our business, then our businesses are going to be more blessed. It's the same concept as tithing. When we give God our first fruits, when we take care of the things he's blessed us with, especially the people in our lives that he's blessed us with, then the blessing comes on the other things as well. It sounds so backwards in the world's view, but it is so true. Stewardship and first fruits mentality means giving God our best and knowing that even if it's a sacrifice, even if it doesn't feel like it's going to work out, he's going to bless us because he does things the way he does them. It's backwards from the world's economy. So I'm challenging us as a team to refocus on that, to keep God first always. Our quiet time, our time with the Lord, our work on becoming a better person should come before your power hour. And that may sound crazy for me to say it, but it should. And when you get that in, your time is going to be multiplied. And you're going to have more time for your power hour, and you're going to feel more fulfilled, and you're going to feel like you have more to give to the people that you're talking to. You're going to be more confident in your ability to minister to and to reach out to these other people who are coming to you for help. When you put God first, when you're tithing your income, when you're tithing your time, when you're giving him your best, he's going to bring more people to you because you're going to have more to give to them. And he cares more about them being blessed and being healthy than we do. So my challenge to us as a team is to refocus and to really hold each other accountable. I want our team to be a team of accountability. When I get off, I give you permission to call me out on it and say, listen, we got to get back on the right track. We got to focus on the vision, the true vision of what this Team Living Water is about. The whole reason that I named it that is because my number one goal, my heart's desire was to offer the living water of the hope of God and hope for a better future to the people who would come to us. So that's where I want us to go in the last half of the year. And I believe with all my heart, if we will do that as a team, if I will do that as a leader, then we will be amazed when it comes January 1st at what happened in this last half of the year. Without vision, the people perish. That's a very common Bible verse. And we've talked about it a lot in our team. And I keep going back to it again and again and again because it's so true. If we don't have a vision, and if we don't have a common vision as a team, we're going to be scattered. We're not going to be as strong individually or together. But when we come together with a common vision, a common goal, and are fighting for the same things, are working for the same things, amazing things can happen. We are so much better together than we can ever be apart. So while we need to have individual goals, having this common vision and purpose together is huge. A lot of you have probably seen there's like t-shirts and there's a lot of stuff going on with this quote, love God, love others, repeat. And I think that goes so well with our team vision and our team mantra of faith first, family second. Faith first, family second, fitness or business third. And so that's kind of what I want to cast as the vision for the last half of this year. Love God, love people, and repeat. Now that doesn't mean that growing this business is going to be gushy, mushy, always fun. Yeah, that's fun. There are going to be things that you have to do as non-negotiables if you want to grow your business. But even if you do those things, if we don't get the vision and the purpose and the goal in front of us first, it's not going to go as far. It's not going to be multiplied like it should. So step number one, Jacob, pull another one, please. Take it, brother. Step number one is define the vision, set it, and focus on it, and don't lose sight of it. But vision does not take form until we act and unless we continually do the things we know to do. This is a biblical principle, and it's a principle that's true of pretty much everything in life, is faith without works is dead, right? So even if you've got your faith in line, spiritually speaking, even if you're reading your Bible every day, even if you're, praying every day, if you don't act on what you learn, it's not going to transform your life as much. It may transform your mind, but it's not going to transform the world around you until you act on it and apply it to your life. We have to have the works behind the faith, behind the vision, in order to see change around us and in us and through us. So we talked about the vision, and that's the most important thing, but let's talk a little bit more about the to-do, the logistics part, the action part. If you want big things to happen in your business to finish out 2016, you must do the following things. If you have paper and pencil, please write this down, because these are the things I want to clarify the vision for you. I want to clarify what's going to be required for you to reach the goals you've told me that you have, because I am so tired of all of us being frustrated by not hitting our goals. I am so tired of us all teetering in and out of different ranks, because it shouldn't be that way. Aren't you frustrated with being diamond and losing it, and diamond and losing it, or emerald and losing it, and going back and forth? I don't want that for you. That breaks my heart. Not for me. I mean, for you, because it's so frustrating, and hope deferred makes the heart sick. And when you reach that goal and you've got so much hope and you're so fired up, and then it gets snatched away from you again, it's like, it just hurts. I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for our team. And it doesn't have to be that way. Vision is necessary. Common goal is necessary. Us all being on the same page and working together as a team is absolutely critical for us to get where we want to be as a team and as individuals. But the action has to come along with it. So here are the 4 things that you have to do to finish out 2016 strong, faithfully, and to get where you want to be. If you want to grow your business, you have to do these things. Non-negotiable. It's not something you can do and then stop and do and then stop. If you do that, you're going to keep doing this seesaw and this zigzag, this back and forth over and over, and it's so frustrating. I don't want you guys to have to do that. Number 1, maintain your vision. That's what we've been talking about. I'm not going to go too much into it because we've already really gone through it, but keep it in front of you all the time. That's why vision boards are so important, because you have to see it. We are visual beings. If we see something that we want, we will go for it. So you have to keep it in front of you all the time, mentally, physically, like in your eyes, and especially in your heart. So maintain your vision for yourself and the vision for our team, because I promise you, if we come together as a team and pull together to hit our team-wide goals, guess what happens as a result? We all hit our individual goals too. That's how this works. That's why this whole business is so beautiful, because we can't succeed apart from each other. When we try, we just spin our wheels and we end up getting frustrated. So I'm going to start setting some really clear team goals, and I hope that you guys will come alongside me and run with me, because we deserve to be an elite team, you guys. We deserve to have first access to the new workout programs and the new supplements, and have access to all the stuff from The Wall with Jeff Hill and Carl Deichler. You deserve that. You have worked so hard, and we deserve to have that as a team. And I believe we still can. So I'm going to set those team goals, and then we're going to look at how those line up with your individual goals. And if we all pull together and we all come together, we will be amazed at where we are come January 1st. So number 1, maintain the vision at all times. Number 2, keep your priorities in order. We talked about that a little bit a while ago, but this is where I want to talk about stewardship. Just like we went into with tithing, when you give God your first fruits, when you give your family your best, the rest of your life will be blessed, because that's how God works. A lot of times we end up on this like rat race where, like the rest of the world, we think we have to work 24 hours a day and do all this crazy stuff and neglect our families for years to achieve our goals. I don't believe that that is what is necessary or what is best. Sure, there are people who find success that way, but I believe with all my heart, if we prioritize the things that are most important and still take action on the things that we know we have to do for our business, God will bless it, and we'll get a lot further than if we neglect the things that are most important. So number 1, maintain your vision. Number 2, keep your priorities in order all the time, and check yourself, and let's check each other. Let's hold each other accountable. That's what I want for our team. Number 3, you're going to roll your eyes because I say this all the time. Be consistent. I know it's like a bad word that starts with a C, but there's just no way to be successful without it in anything. I mean, you have to be consistent in your parenting to raise good children, right? You have to be consistent in your workouts and your nutrition to get results. You have to be consistent in, cleaning your house, or it's going to like become a pigsty. You have to be consistent in anything you want to have good things in life, and your business is no different. You have all the tools. You can go into the file section in Team Living Water. You can go to our new coach form. You can go to our coach training website. You can go to YouTube or Google or wherever else. You can find anything you need to find about how to be successful in this business. You don't have to wait on me to give that to you, or Miranda to give that to you, or your upline coach to give that to you. You have everything you need at your disposal. So be consistent and be diligent to find what you need and never stop doing that, okay? You have to be consistent with the things that are not fun. We all know the 3 bad behaviors, like it's been beaten to death over and over and over. But they're there because Beachbody found out these are the things that top coaches do on a daily basis. So inviting is the thing that we usually put off and don't like to do because it's a little bit scary and we're afraid of being rejected. And I get that. I still feel that. I still get rejected all the time. I get told no all the time. But if you want to reach your goals in this business, it's a necessity. You have to do it. And you have to know that the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more yeses you get, the no's get a little bit easier and they sting a little bit less. So just know that that's part of it. But remember that our goal is to love God, love others, and repeat. So by inviting people to join you, whether it's to your team, to an event, to a challenge group, you're loving those people because you've seen how this has changed your life. You're offering them a gift. Whether they receive it or not is up to them. But keep inviting. Keep doing your personal development. Keep becoming a better person every single day because then you can help other people become better every day as well. Follow the team calendar. You have to do a challenge group every month. You have to hit Success Club every month, non-negotiable. And you can. I know some of you, when I just said that, probably got this like shudder, like, I can't. I've tried. It's so hard. But you can. I promise you can. And part of the key to that is changing what you just thought from, but I've tried and it's so hard and I can't, to, I can help 3 people a month. That's no big deal. I can absolutely do that. And I will every month from now on. Make that decision. Let that be part of your vision. Set it before you and focus on it and don't let it go. Number 4, take ownership. And I touched on this just a minute ago, but guys, this is your business. I'm not your boss. I don't want to be your boss. You don't want me to be your boss. You signed up for this because you don't want a boss. You want freedom. You want to be able to run your own business the way you want to run it. And that's a beautiful thing. But with that comes responsibility. I think about that Spider-Man scene with Peter Parker where he says, with great power comes great responsibility, right? You have to be willing to take ownership of your business in every area. The marketing, the social media, the challenge group every month, the recruiting event every month that we're all supposed to be doing, and some of us are and some of us are not. You have to be willing to go back on a daily or weekly basis and evaluate your social media. If you're not getting traction, if you're not getting likes, if you're not getting comments, if you're not getting yeses, then change something. Because there are ways to be successful in this. Lots of people have done it. So if it's not working, tweak it. Figure out what you need to do. Come to me for help. Absolutely. But you have all the resources you need, and each and every one of you are equipped to be able to do this and do it well and create an amazing business for your family. Don't sell yourself short. Don't give in to the excuses or the belief that maybe this just isn't for me, because that's not true. The only difference between any of us and Melanie Mitro, 2-time top coach, is a daily decision that she would not give up, that she would keep going, and that she would be absolutely consistent in the things that she knows she has to do on a daily basis. One of the things she does every day is sit down and look at her social media from the day before. What worked? What didn't? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? How can I tweak that and make it better? How can I reach out to these people and bring them into my world more effectively? So treat it like a business and take ownership of your business and make it yours, because that's what this is all about, is creating a business that is yours and that gives you freedom to be who you are and how you want to be. So the last thing I want to leave you with is I want you to set your vision and I want you to make it very clear, but I also want to make sure you understand listening to this call, even taking notes on this call, isn't going to get it done. This is all about what you do when you get off this call. all about what you do when you wake up tomorrow morning or the next morning or the next morning. All about what you do when you get 3 no's, 5 no's in a row and you feel like you want to quit. Those little decisions are what this business rises and falls on. This is all about whether you choose to put your headphones in and listen to personal development while you vacuum your floor today or do your dishes. It's those little things over time. It's the compound effect. Could not be more true. Little things over time add up to big results, but often in the beginning, it's slow. And I think that's why we have so many people on this team who go a little ways and then go back, and then go a little ways and then go back, and then go a little ways and go back, because the progress in the beginning is slow. And if you aren't prepared to keep going in spite of that, you're going to go a little ways and then you're going to get discouraged and you're going to kind of fall back. And then you're going to go a little ways because you're going to kind of get revamped after a team call or after summit or whatever, but then you're going to kind of fall back because you get discouraged. And that's what leaves you stagnant and leaves you in a place that you don't want to be. If you will push through the hard times, push through them, refuse to be a victim, refuse to accept that your circumstances can determine your future, because they can't. The only thing that can determine your future is your mindset and your heart and what you decide to do with what's been thrown at you. Every one of you can be a 15-star diamond by this time next year. I'm not lying. I'm not kidding. You can. I can. And it's hard for me to say that because I've been teetering between 4 and 2-star for the last year, right? I'm talking to myself too, but I'm tired of this. And I think you are too. Is anybody else tired of this? Nod your head. Yes. Then let's stop. Let's come together as a team. Let's reset our vision and let's move forward together. Just like, he talks a lot about the Battle of Jericho in this book. They marched around that city 7 times before anything happened. And I heard Stephen Furtick preach on this not too long ago. And he said, God told Joshua that on the 7th time, on the 7th day or whatever, it was going to fall. He didn't tell that to his army. He just told them to march. They had no idea how long it was going to take or what was actually going to happen. They were just following orders. We have to have that kind of faith, that kind of belief in what we are doing, that if we will keep marching as a cohesive unit, as a team, as a body of believers, as brothers and sisters, as family, if we will keep marching together in step, the walls will fall and we will see breakthrough and we will take what is our inheritance and the promises and the dreams that God has put in our heart and we will take hold of them, but we have to keep marching together. No matter how long it takes, no matter what comes at us, okay? So I want you to set your vision before you, be very clear about it, and refuse to accept anything less. I can't tell you how it breaks my heart when I get messages from people who say, I tried the coaching thing, it just didn't work for me. Because that's not truth. It will work for anybody who will work for it, who will work for your dreams and refuse to give up. So that's my admonition. That's my encouragement. That's my petition to you guys today is let's refocus on faith first, family second, fitness, business third. Let's put our first fruits where they belong. Let's give God the very best of what we have and trust him to multiply and give us the desires of our hearts in the other areas because he will. But will you guys pull with me as a team? Can we come back together more cohesively with more unity than ever before? Because that's where true strength is built. And that's what I want the culture of our team to be, that we are fighting in this, we are running in this together, and nobody gets left behind. But you got to run. You got to stay with us. So run with me. Keep the vision in front of you. Keep running for the joy set before you, for the vision, for the dreams, for the goals that God has put in your heart to help other people love God, love others, and repeat every single day and do the things that need to be done on a daily basis, even when you don't feel like it. If we can get all those things, it sounds like a lot of words, but it's really very simple. Very, very simple. So are you guys with me on this? Can we do this together? Can we finish 2016 way, way beyond anything that we've accomplished in the first half of the year? I believe we can. And I think you guys do too. And that's what I want for us. So thank you so much for being on. We're almost out of time. If you guys have any comments or questions, post them in the team page. Let's talk about this. Let's share this with the people who weren't on. I'll post the recording, but let's get everybody fired up and in a common vision and in a common spirit and a common heart. And let's run after our goals and run after what God's put in our hearts together. Okay? We good? I'm going to see some of you at Summit. That's going to blow your mind and rock your world. And we're going to finish out 2016 really strong. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for being there for me in so many ways, and for being a part of this team. I'm so grateful and so blessed.